today's class, we will start seated. If you feel comfortable sitting on the floor, you certainly can. I like to build myself a little kind of chair to sit up on. I'm using a bolster today. It can also be really nice to put a little something underneath your feet. So just getting cozy. We'll be here for a little while, so just make sure you spend enough time getting comfortable. And also you could put blocks underneath your knees or kind of below the thighs. It'll just help to prolong the amount of time you can comfortably sit in this position. So as you're arriving, taking any little movements that help you settle in or get present. Maybe closing your eyes if that feels good to you, or possibly softening your gaze and just looking down toward the floor or at nowhere in particular as you turn your attention inward. We'll spend a few minutes here noticing how things are, what kind of messages are arising in your mind or through your body. So just noticing your breath, noticing any thoughts. And checking in with your posture. See about lengthening the spine upwards, reaching up to the top of your head. If you feel a little hunched forward, like I do right now, you might try lifting your shoulders up toward your ears and then circling them back and down, gently hugging your shoulder blades together behind you. Ah, that feels nice. Just resting your hands, resting your eyes. Watching the flow of your breath. Finding the right pace and rhythm for you in this moment. That might mean a nice, slow, deep breath, or somewhere in the middle. If you can breathe just through your nose today, we'll find that proper oral posture, sealing the lips and resting the tongue up on the roof of the mouth. Imagining or sensing the nasal passageways widening so that it becomes easier and easier for you to breathe. Let's take 4 rounds of square breathing. You're welcome to adjust the length of time with each side of our 4-sided or 4-part breath, square breathing here. I'm gonna go with the number 4, so you can try it out with me and adjust as needed. So the 4-part breath will be inhaling, holding, exhaling, and holding. So when you're ready, take a normal breath in and out. And then inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, last round, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. And return to a normal pace of breath now. Just noticing any response from the body from that style of breathing. Maybe learning a little something about what happens with each part of the breath. Sometimes holding the breath out can be a little uncomfortable, or everyone has a different part of it that feels nice or not. So just learning more all the time. Let's take 3 clearing breaths now, inhaling through your nose and sighing to release. 2 more like that, go right ahead. And when you're ready, letting your chin come down toward the center of your chest. Notice the upper shoulders and neck. And start to rock the right ear toward your right shoulder, noticing the stretching sensation on the left side of your neck, possibly circling around your left shoulder to find some different sensations, or swirling that left hand or arm around. Finding your own way to explore here. And then when you're ready, dipping the chin back down toward the center of the chest, and then let your left ear roll right over toward the left shoulder. And this time focusing on the right side of the neck, maybe circling the right shoulder a little bit, or swirling that right arm around. Just feeling all the different sensations there as you move. And go ahead and rock your head side to side a couple more times, moving at your own pace. And then bringing the chin down toward the center of your chest. With your inhale, lift your gaze all the way up, puffing up your chest a little bit as the gaze rises. You could push your chin out a little bit if that feels good on your jaw. And with your exhale, lower your chin back down toward the center of your chest. Let's do that a couple of times, inhaling to look up, exhaling to lower. Just one more like that, inhale to lift. And this time with your exhale, come to neutral. All right, let's tent the fingertips off to either side, sitting up nice and tall. If you want, you could switch the cross of your legs here, or take adjustments as needed. You could do this next part from a chair as well if you prefer. All right, so shoulders are down and back. With your inhale, start to reach the hands and arms around and then up, possibly looking up toward your hands as they join at the top. And exhale, lower your hands and your gaze down to heart center. Inhale, hands go high. Exhale, sweeping them down and around. Let's do that again. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Just one more round through. Go ahead and try it out at your own pace. Inhaling as you lift. Exhaling as you lower. Keep going, finishing up this round. Inhaling to lift. Eventually exhaling to lower. All right, we're gonna Bring the arms up to a cactus-like position here. Let's take a twist toward the right. So nice and slow. Imagine the twist originating here at the bottom of the spine and then slowly twisting up the spine until eventually maybe your neck finishes that twist by looking toward the right. All right. Once you arrive here, go ahead and lower your left hand to your right knee, and your right hand can just find the floor behind you. Notice if you have a little bit more to go, or your passive range of motion here would be where you can kind of push yourself into a twist gently, of course. So we'll stay in our twist here with an inhale, just moving your head. So we're looking just with the head over to the left, over that left shoulder. Exhale, turn your gaze back toward the right shoulder, twisting. Inhale, turning the gaze to the left. Exhale to the right. One more time on this side. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. All right, we're gonna keep the left hand on the right knee. Lift your right hand high and start to take a side bend toward the left. Holding onto that knee will hopefully give you a little more kind of leverage here. We're really stretching out that QL area, quadratus lumborum, on the left or the right side of the low back. And you can kind of play with the angle here. So you could kind of sweep the upper arm around a little bit, playing with your side bend. And then come on back up to the center. You can release both of those arms on down. Take a moment at center just to feel how things feel. Wow, it's amazing. It feels very different side to side over here. All right, with an inhale, let's lift the arms up. Exhale to goalpost the arms, bending the elbows. Breathe like normal now as you twist toward the left. See how far you can go actively here without using the hands. You might stay there for a moment and then lower the right hand to the left knee and your left hand to the floor behind you, seeing if there's a little bit more to go with your passive range of motion now. Keeping the twist, let's inhale as we look with the head only toward the right shoulder. Exhale to the left, completing that twist. Inhale to the right. Exhale to the left. One more time. Inhale right. And exhale left. Keep your right hand on your left knee as you lift that left arm high and side bending over toward in the direction of that right knee. You can play with it again, maybe leaning forward or back or kind of swirling your upper arm around. You're always welcome to add on and explore. And of course, noticing the low back on the left side this time, kind of targeting that area. And then with an inhale, come back up and then lower everything down with your exhale. Let's move along now to hands and knees for cat and cow. If you need to take a moment to stretch out your legs, you could straighten them one at a time or both at the same time. If you want to add some extra cushion under your knees, go ahead and grab something now too. Otherwise, we're in our tabletop position, ready for cat and cow. Fingertips spread out wide, hands are active here. With your inhale, lower your belly, lift the tailbone, press the floor away, cow. Exhale, cat, rounding up the spine, tucking your chin, tucking your tailbone. Inhale, cow, belly lowers, gaze lifts. Exhale, cat. Keep working in this way. Inhaling to cow. Exhaling to cat. Add on little movements here if you like, maybe a little rock side to side or a bend of your elbows. Coming come back to tabletop position here. If your wrists feel tired or taxed at all here, you could come up to your hands on your blocks. Let's kick the right foot back and set the right toes down on the floor. So right leg is straight. Press back into that right heel so you start to feel a stretch in your right calf. You can kind of move forward and back a little bit here, releasing and getting into that calf stretch a couple of times. And then we'll pick the right foot up, send it behind the left leg, and set your right toes down over on the left edge of your mat. Take a peek over your left shoulder. And a little side bend here. Making your way back to tabletop, we will switch sides. That left leg straightens out behind you, setting the toes down right away, and then reach back through that left heel, finding your calf stretch through the left calf this time, and you could rock forward and back a bit here, seeing how many different ways you can enjoy this calf stretch. I'm a big fan of trying different kind of angles with it. All right, then when you're ready, we're going to lift up that left leg, cross it back behind your right side, over to the right side of the mat. Take a peek over your right shoulder there, lengthening through the left side. And then unwinding, come back to your tabletop and find your way to extended child's pose. Knees could come out wide, big toes touching behind you. If it feels okay, sinking your seat toward your heels and then coming down onto the forearms or walking your hands toward the top of your mat. Take a few rounds of belly breathing here, letting not only the belly expand with your inhales, but your sides and your low back. If you would like to set a dedication or intention for today's practice and have yet to do so, feel free to bring something to mind now. Let's take a clearing breath here in through the nose. Nice big sigh to release. When you're ready, come on up to tabletop. We'll find our way to our first downward facing dog. Grabbing your blocks if you like to use them. I'm gonna move my knee cushioning to the side. All right, we're curling the toes under, lifting the hips, reaching the tailbone high, straightening the arms. You can always keep a bend through the knees if that feels better on your legs or back. Find your breath here first, commit to a flowing, easy breath, and then if you'd like, adding on a little bit of movement, bending and straightening opposite knees, or maybe rising up to the tippy toes and lowering. Breath first. One more breath here. With an inhale, bend your knees deeply, look up toward your hands. Exhale, step or walk your way to the top of your mat. Bend into the knees right away here, tucking your chin toward your chest. Take an extra long time to rise up to stand. So walking your hands up your legs for support, even slower. Head and neck, last to rise. Eventually, when you get to the top, start to find some more movement, a little bit of shaking or bouncing. Maybe you could start with the shoulders or lifting and lowering the heels. Just good for all the tissues of our body here to get this kind of shaking motion. So however it looks for you today, just let it be like that. The arms could get going a little bit here, or maybe you shake one leg out and then the other, like a dog shaking off the water after a bath. That was a fun visualization for me. Okay, when you feel sufficiently, I want to say shook, but once you feel sufficiently shook, come on up to the top of your mat. Take a look at your feet. Check them out today. Wiggle your toes. See if there's anything to notice there. And then set the toes down so you have a nice firm base. Drawing the awareness up your legs, up through the spine, and then up through the crown of your head. Palms can face toward the front of your space here as your shoulder blades gently hug together behind you. Mountain pose. Another one of those simple but mighty life practices. Just simply standing with strength and alignment so we won't rush through it. With an inhale, lifting arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the right foot back first and then your left, or if you're feeling brave and playful, you might bend your knees and then do a little hop back. Either way. And then lower your knees, move your blocks to the side, and lower your chest. We'll press the tops of the feet down into the mat, and we'll do 3 rounds of baby cobra here with a bend of the knees. So we'll kind of listen closely as we go. So with our first baby cobra, we're going to bend the right knee as we lift. So go ahead, inhale, lifting up to baby cobra with the bend of the right knee. Exhale, lower everything down. Inhale, baby cobra with the left knee bending. Exhale, lower. One time with both feet down. Inhale, regular baby cobra. And exhale, lower. Inhale, press your way up to tabletop, and exhale back to child's pose. Take your time. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale all the way down to the low back. And exhale. Inhale, rise up, tabletop, grabbing your blocks if you like to use them. And then exhale, downward dog. Big breath in and out. 2 more breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Last breath in. Last breath out. Inhale, bend your knees and look up toward your hands, but with your exhale, walk your hands to the back of your mat so you end up in a forward fold at the back. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to chair pose. So the knees start to bend first. We'll sweep the arms forward and then up, chair pose. Exhale, airplane the arms, keeping the bend of the knees. Inhale, sweep your arms forward and up as you come all the way up to stand, joining hands overhead. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Take a few moments to find a balance, a sense of balance in the body, in the breath. Calling to mind your intention if you've set one today. Let's take a clearing breath in through the nose and sigh to release. Inhale, hands go high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk your hands all the way out to your blocks, downward dog. Right away, downward dog here. One breath here, getting used to your downward dog. And out. With an inhale, three-legged down dog with the right toes lifting. Take a look at the right toes and make sure the toes are facing down toward the ground. Take a breath in to prepare. Exhale, step that right foot forward. So we're hugging the right knee in, coming up to the tippy toe of the left foot, and then step just that right foot down. With an inhale, rise up to our crescent lunge here. Exhale, arrow pose. Arms reach back like the airplane pose position with the arms. Head reaches forward. Inhale, lift the hands high. Exhale, arrow pose, sweeping the arms down and back. Inhale, hands go high one last time, rising. Exhale, arrow pose. Feel free to hold arrow pose or start to shift forward to airplane pose, coming up to the right foot. You can always keep the left toes down for support or continue leaning forward. Playing with airplane for as long or as little as you'd like. Eventually using an inhale to rise up to one-legged mountain pose with the left knee lifting. Exhale, lower. Find your mountain pose here, palms facing the front of your space. Go ahead and close your eyes for a moment. Let's take a clearing breath together in through the nose. And a sigh. Inhale, hands go high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the floor or blocks. We're stepping the left foot back first, then the right, or trying that little jump back if you want. Bending your knees and then giving it a little go. Much easier from blocks. Find an exhale and lower to your belly. We'll go through that same flow for baby cobra here. So pressing the tops of your feet down. We'll start with the left foot lifting this time. So with your inhale, baby cobra, lifting the head and chest as you bend the left knee. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rising up, right knee bends. Working that hamstring. Exhale, lower. Keep both feet down. Inhale, normal baby cobra this time. And exhale, child's pose, pressing your way up and back. Breathing in and out. One more big breath in here, sending the breath down low and out. Inhale, rise up, tabletop, grabbing your blocks if you want them, and then exhaling to downward dog. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Last breath in and out. Inhale, bend your knees, look up toward the top of your mat, but with your exhale, walk your hands to the back of your mat. Forward fold at the back. Inhale, chair pose. We're bending the knees, lift, sweeping the arms forward. Exhale, keep the legs the same, airplane the arms, head reaches forward, hands reach back. Inhale, sweep your arms down and up, lifting your way up, straighten your legs, join hands overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a few moments here, closing the eyes if you like, reflecting on the present moment. How present do you feel in your body right now? And remember, you don't have to be perfect. Let's take a clearing breath now in through your nose. Sigh it out. Inhale, hands go high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk your way all the way out to your downward facing dog. Straight to down dog. One breath here to establish your position. With an inhale, lifting your left leg up behind you, three-legged down dog. Exhale, step that left foot forwards, lifting up on the right tippy toes, hugging your knee in, and then stepping the left foot forward, just the left foot. All right, keeping your left knee bent, let's inhale and sweep the arms up. High lunge or crescent lunge here. Exhale, arrow pose, arms reach down and back. Airplane arms, arrow pose. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, arrow. One last time. Inhale, sweep the hands high. Exhale, arrow pose. Spend a little bit of time here if you like, and if you are headed towards airplane pose next, just do so mindfully. Playing with a little bit of balancing on the left foot. Perhaps airplane pose. Eventually, use an inhale to come back up, seeing if you can take the right knee up with you. One-legged mountain. And exhale, go ahead and step it on down. Mountain pose here, flipping the palms to face the front of your space. Taking another moment just to see how it is. One more breath in and breath out. Let's go ahead and find a little squat next. If you know the squat of your preference, go ahead and get right into it. I'm gonna grab both my blocks today and set myself up with a little seat to sit up onto. First choice here will just be to kind of bend the knees. You can do a little twisting side to side here, dipping one shoulder down and then the other. It's kind of like a goddess type of squat or horse pose. If you want to go deeper and the hips allow, maybe coming down to Malasana, yogi squat, bringing the elbows to the inside of the knees, and then thinking about puffing the chest up a little bit. If you realize you've gone a little too far, just go ahead and come right down to a seat. That's where we're headed next. Otherwise, let's take 3 more breaths. One more breath or so. You can always stay longer. And then we'll head down to a seat. Straighten your legs out in front of you. And we're heading to our backs next. You can make it a little bit of a core challenge here if you'd like, lowering down as slowly as you can, or just getting right to your back. You gotta choose your intensity level today. Seeing if you can create the sensation of setting 1 or 2 or 3 vertebrae down at a time. All the way down. And when you get to the floor, let yourself just greet the floor. Just enjoy it for a moment. If you're wanting an extra long final rest today or extra long shavasana, you could get right into that now. It'd be a great entry point. Otherwise, we're going to do a couple last things here. So let's take a long body stretch, reaching your arms and legs in opposite directions, pointing the toes, reaching and wiggling through the fingers. And then lowering your arms down by your sides. Let's go through breathing bridge here. So stand your feet up. If you have a block handy, you can put a block between your knees just to have a little bit more feedback there. Once you're in position here with the arms down by your sides, pick up all of your toes and spread them out and set them down. Press down through your feet and through the arms and upper shoulders. With your inhale, lift the hip points straight up toward the sky. And exhale to lower. We're going to add on a little bit this time. We're inhaling to rise up, bridge pose. Stay here for your exhale. Inhale, come up to the tippy toes here and push a little higher. Exhale, lower just the heels. Inhale, lifting the toes. So now we're balancing up on the heels. And exhale, lower the feet, lower the pelvis, bridge. Or now we're just on the ground. Okay, let's do bridge pose like that again. Inhale, lifting up, staying lifted for the exhale. Inhale, rising up to the tippy toes. Exhale, heels lower. Inhale, toes lift. Exhale, toes and the pelvis lower on down. Let's move that block to the side if you're using one and hug your knees in toward the chest. Take some free movement now, massaging out the low back and sacrum. The hips, the glutes a little bit here too. You can hug your knees in nice and tight for part of the time and then let the knees go a little farther away. And then we'll set just the left foot down now. If you can comfortably reach your right big toe, you can hold on to your big toe here or grab for the inside or outside edge of the right foot. Just one-sided or one-legged happy baby here. We're pulling the right knee in toward the right armpit. You can move around a little bit with it here, kind of rocking side to side a little, maybe bending and straightening through the right knee. We're just playing a little bit with our happy baby. Okay. Let's think about switching sides. So releasing that right leg, right foot comes to the ground. And this time the left knee lifts, reaching down for your foot, or you can always hold on behind your thigh if that is easier to do. Pull your left knee in toward your left foot. Feel free to take some movement here too, side to side action, or maybe straightening and bending your left knee. And if you'd like to do a full happy baby, we'll just lift that right leg back up and take a couple of moments in full on happy baby. And then bringing the soles of the feet together. If you can reach your feet, great. If not, you can hold on to your knees and just pull the knees in or the feet in. Just like a little butterfly pose. All right. right, let's put the feet down and we'll take one last little twist here. Let's go long with the right leg and then hug just the left knee in toward the chest, and then direct your left leg across your body toward the right side. You can kind of prop your leg up with actual props, or sometimes kind of propping your hand underneath your knee can be nice. Left arm reaching out toward the left side. Option to keep your gaze straight up, or maybe turning to look slightly to the left. Let your body soften to the degree that feels best. And we'll switch sides, coming back to neutral here. Straightening out that left leg, grabbing hold of the right knee, and then directing the right knee across your body toward the left side, finding that nice twist. Right arm opens up toward the right side. Option to turn your gaze toward the right arm. Inviting your body to soften and enjoy this twist. When you're ready to release, go ahead and come back to center. If there are any last poses, movements, or stretches that you're wanting or needing, now is your time to move through those. And then when you do feel ready for your final rest, get cozy, maybe finding Shavasana with your arms and legs outstretched and taking up as much room as you'd like. You could put a little bit of height underneath your knees, maybe sliding some blocks underneath or a pillow, or stepping your feet to the edges of the mat and then letting your knees come together. Constructive rest pose. Sometimes it's nice to interlace your fingers and then rest your head in your hands. And for the last few minutes here of class, you're welcome to simply relax, or maybe return to that square breathing or box breathing, that 4-part breath we started with today, where you inhale and hold, and then exhale and hold. Only if you can do it in a way that feels somewhat passive. Passive in the way that you're not using extra effort to do it. You're just using the minimum viable amount of effort so that your body can get into that nice, soft, parasympathetic nervous system, rest, digest, and heal side of the nervous system. Check in with your jaw and your face, smoothing everything out. sweetening your experience. And trying to refocus anytime your mind starts to wander, which it's bound to do. No need to scold yourself. Just see if you can lovingly redirect your awareness back to this moment. This moment where you're enjoying rest, letting your body just take in some stillness so that today's practice has some time to integrate. And you are more than welcome to stay and continue your rest as long as you'd like. When you do feel ready to reawaken your physical body, just start gently, maybe a little wiggle of fingers and toes, reawakening in your own way. Maybe opening and closing your jaw or yawning. And eventually choosing a side and then rolling over into the fetal position with your knees slightly tucked in. Take one full round of breath here. And then using the help of your hands, press your way up to a comfortable seat. Let's join hands at heart center, closing your eyes if that feels okay. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free, and may our own thoughts, words, and actions somehow contribute to that happiness and freedom for all. And together we'll bring thumbs up to third eye center. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let's seal our class in together with a little bow forward together now. Peace.